We are an ecumenical Benedictine community because our community served Christians of every denomination for almost 40 years in a ministry. We came to realize the truth, commitment, witness of Christians of other denominations. And when we looked to the 21st century, we said we would like to do that as an ecumenical Benedictine community.
We're an old tradition, but because we have that longevity, we can also find the newness to create a new ecumenical community.
We had a ceremony when we decided that it would be the end of the use of Benedict House. And so we said goodbye to it. As we took that down with care and reverence, it prepared us to put up a new building with the same care and reverence. Only in retrospect did I realize the importance of taking it down carefully and being able to recycle it, and how that prepared us for a new building.
We tried to use everything possible, reuse everything possible, recycle. 9 tons of material was taken out of the building and given to Habitat for Humanity.
And we retained the lowest level of that building. It had
Yes.
5 stories on one
Yes.
end, and we cut the
Yes.
building off, maintaining the old garage and mechanical area and turning that into the mechanicals for this building.
And that was the genius of Hoffman. They came up with that suggestion, and that made a lot of sense.
It was not a total goodbye, but a kind of transformation.
We designed the building with our mission in mind. We wanted the building to express the values that we lift up from the Rule of Benedict. Prayer is central to our lives, and the prayer spaces are at the heart of this building. We value balance, moderation, simplicity, a kind of silence for the eyes. Hospitality is also a central value in Benedictine spirituality, and we express that in terms of receiving the guest as Christ. Justice is another of the values that we have lifted up from the Rule. For Benedict, justice means right relationships with people, with the earth, and certainly this building expresses a right relationship with the earth. It exemplifies our relationship with the earth in the large expanse of windows that brings nature in, helps us to understand that we are a part of creation and not separate from creation. The building, in its lower energy use and water conservation, expresses a right relationship with the earth. We use what we need, but not more than that. Someone comes in and they enter into the entrance that opens onto a lovely gathering space. Gentle lines in the curve that sort of direct people into the next space.
The space opens up your heart, and the beauty of the landscape and the beauty that surrounds us is also a way that helps the heart to bounce back to life.
For us as Benedictines, a liturgical space is formative. The assembly itself is the focus. So the room in its simplicity allows us to see one another, thereby experiencing the presence of God and Christ in that space, in one another. The building provides silence, reverence, and openness. It nurtures the ability to go inward to develop the inner life.
This building is situated on a gorgeous site and surrounded with 130 acres of prairie that the sisters have restored over the years. And we wanted to take advantage of them, so we have these large windows each of which has views onto gorgeous areas of the site. A lot of daylight also enters through these windows. We have windows high up, known as clerestory windows, that help distribute the light far into the interiors of the building. We also have taken advantage of the concept of lighting the building naturally by including skylights and solar tubes. Photovoltaic panels provide 13% of the predicted needs of the monastery. But the goal is over the years to add more panels until 100% of the need is met. There are 39 geothermal wells buried deep under the parking lot. The sisters have surrounded the building with prairie, and the prairie flows out onto two green roofs. The green roofs are a natural extension of the land. There are rain barrels, 4 of them, and there is also a planted produce room within this building, and the water from the rain barrels is used to take care of those plants. Interiors of the building are very, very simple. The walls and the ceiling are painted the same color. The richness of the space is actually provided by the honey color of the engineered strand bamboo flooring. Bamboo is a sustainable material. The type that we use for the flooring is twice as hard as oak. We also use bamboo for the ceiling in the oratory. The organ originally came from the building that was deconstructed. It was refurbished and expanded. Another feature that was reused are the bells. They're very much the feature that defines this building as a religious building. One of the challenges in designing this building was there are obviously a lot of sustainable features, but to expose them would not have been consistent with the atmosphere the sisters wanted to create, a monastic atmosphere dedicated to quiet contemplation. We were charged with not breaking a lead record so much as creating the most sustainable building at a cost that they could afford. And indeed, throughout the process, when we presented them with different options, they evaluated them in terms of 3 questions. Does it meet the mission and vision? Is it the greenest solution possible? And is it the most cost-effective solution? And the net result of that approach was that we ended up with a building that was able to set a new record using the LEED rating system for new construction, and yet it came in at a construction cost of $209 a square foot, which in the Madison area for a building of this quality is very comparable.
For me, it is an inspiration or motivation to live in the building the best possible way I can, honoring that achievement.
It's also an incentive to our co-workers to have programs now and to have tours to share the insights and the accomplishments of this building with other people.
We want to share it with other people, both the process of designing and building the building and then having it and living into it, to say that yes, this can be done.
It was definitely an honor for all of us at Hoffman to have an opportunity to work with the sisters.